Good evening, everybody. This is John Ellis, and this is a special Democracy Spring report. We are live with Peter James Callahan, the media director with Democracy Spring, and we also have Mickey San Miguel, who is with our solo unit, and I'm going to show you some pictures of that right now. We're just getting the solo back online, and we have Scott Galindez, who will be joining them in a few days. He's with us in the Hangout as well. We also have Eric Parsons, family of mine, who's joined Democracy Spring just today. They've reached D.C., and we're going to talk to them about what's going to happen tomorrow. I want to bring on Peter James Callahan right now. Peter, you ready to talk with us? There you are. Sorry, I had to switch over your mic. How you doing, Peter? You look tired, my friend.
Good. I'm all right. It's been a long day, but 10 days of marching will do that to you.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Thank you so much for doing what you're doing. It's historic, and we really appreciate you guys having the courage to do that. Thank you.
Thank you, man. And you guys covering this has been a big help. We've gotten a lot of support from all the people that are in this crowd right now and many others, and it's a beautiful thing to watch.
Awesome, awesome. That's wonderful. So what's going on? You guys got there today. We saw the footage earlier. That was beautiful. I watched you guys show up, and it was really powerful. I mean, it was a lot of people were moved, and you had a very big audience. What's next?
So we are right now offloading our RV, where Mickey, who you've seen, is working with the Live View Solo. We're going to reset all our gear, get ready to come out tomorrow really, really strong. We have a training tomorrow at the Lutheran Church on Capitol Hill at 9 a.m. Rally starts around 11:30. We march to the Capitol around 12:30, 1 o'clock, then sit in on the East Side steps, and we're going to, 1,000+ of us are going to sit there and demand that our voices be heard, or we're not going to leave.
Damn. That's awesome. That's awesome. And we have a great list of your demands right here. This is one of the cards that Steph made. We're looking at the bills here, right? Government by the People Act, right? Democracy for All Amendment, the Voter Empowerment Act, the Voting Rights Advancement Act of 2015, and the Automatic Voter Registration. These are the demands of the people, right?
Yes, sir. And they're things that 85% of Americans across the political spectrum support. We're not really asking for pie in the sky here. We're not asking for an end to the subsidies that climate killers like ExxonMobil get. We're not asking for Black Lives Matter's grievances to be addressed right this second. We're asking for the money to get out and for ballot access to be protected so that we can start work on all the other issues that are important to us.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's great. And it's a nonviolent protest, correct?
Very much so. We're not trying to provoke any police. We are in contact with the Capitol Police. We are not pre-negotiating our arrests, though, so this is real direct action. But we expect nothing to go haywire and no weird stuff to go down. I covered Ferguson. We're dealing with a much better trained police force here that expects the best from us, and we're going to give it to them.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And you had mentioned training earlier today. Is that for training in civil disobedience?
Yeah. So part of our nonviolent whole thing, our nonviolent discipline is we're requiring everyone participating to participate in at least 2 to 3 hours of nonviolent civil disobedience training from one of our professional trainers. We have Sam Miller, who's amazing, and Kim Wynn, who's also amazing, who've done this stuff across the country before. And so basically they are training all our folks so they know how to de-escalate things if there's interlopers in the crowd that might want to take things to another level. They know how to get arrested. They won't get nervous about that. They practice all this in advance so that when the time comes, we look like the civic-minded defenders of the public that we really are.
Nice, nice. Because we all talk. I do a lot of talking about doing exactly what you're doing. Right, going there, being arrested, standing up for my rights, and I have no idea how I would do that without getting angry, right? Without wanting to fight back. And so that's a major thing that you're doing there is to help people. Like, look, you're going to get handcuffed, or you're going to get banded, or whatever, and they're going to do these things to you. And here's how to go through that without reacting violently. That's And
me personally, I'm not a big fan of authority, let's say. Like, my anti-authoritarian complex is why I got into politics in some ways.
Yeah.
Follow the money, that kind of thing. But, and a lot of people in our crowd are like that, and that's fine, and it's normal. And we're going to facilitate it so that they can make their voices heard, do what the founding fathers told us to do, which is go to Congress for a redress of your grievances, and these are very big structural grievances, but we're facilitating it in a way that everyone can do it and really, really put their life and liberty on the line and their boots on the ground while still, being respectful and not making it hard on the police or hard on anyone else. We're making it so that, they can literally take the, biggest measure of devotion to the republic they can without really, literally risking their lives in combat to say that, this corruption needs to end and this voter suppression is simply un-American.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we've got examples, just rampant examples of it from this election alone. I mean, we know in 2000.
This goes on, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And this isn't the first time. We witnessed it in 2000, and we witnessed it since then. It's not a new thing. So I'm glad you guys are taking it on. And tomorrow, regardless of American Airlines, we should see some big names start to show up, right?
Yes, sir. Cenk Uygur is all in. He'll be speaking tomorrow, getting arrested. Frances Moore LePay, the famous author, has been here all but 2 days of the march. And
wow.
She's a little bit older, but, she is more energized than some of the 23-year-olds out here. It's beautiful to watch. And she told me yesterday, she's like, I had a lot of hope for this election cycle, a lot of hope for what we're seeing with, all this populism and grassroots groundswell support for policies that put, normal Americans first. And she's like, this has reinvigorated me to a whole nother level. So
awesome.
It's just the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in the whole world. We have, 85-year-olds whose feet are all blisters that are just pushing on and being like, I've took my entire life trying not to be arrested. And now I'm going to D.C. with the intention of, if they will not, accurately redress my grievances, to be arrested. And it's just the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And I've been through a lot of stuff like this, from Occupy to the California March for Democracy, and all that stuff's inspiring. And it was very inspiring to me. And this is just the next level. It's the natural progression of things, and we're going to make our voices heard, and that Congress actually listen to people for once.
Yeah, it feels good to be taking back control.
Yeah, and the energy in D.C. right now at Columbus Circle, where we had the welcome rally and stuff like that, and at the training. So our training tonight, our nonviolent civil disobedience training, we had to actually turn away 75 participants and tell them to come back in the morning because that many people turned out in a room that holds 500 people. So,
oh my gosh, that answers one of my questions here, Peter. Suzanne Manders wants to know, or she says, great thing that you are doing. Do you know how many people there will be tomorrow? Do you have an estimate?
Right now, so part of our whole strategy here was we're doing kind of a hybrid. So anyone can, sign a form on the internet or sign a petition or whatnot. And I do stuff like that all the time. I'm sure everyone in the audience does too. But that doesn't actually mean you to show up and do something. So we intook all these people's information and then turned around and said, we should probably try to do something in the next step to make sure people show up. So everything we've confirmed, which I think is around 1,700 folks now, have all had a half-hour to 45-minute phone call at least once with one of our field teams. And their logistics are confirmed, their housing's confirmed, their travel's confirmed.
Wow.
So I would expect at least 1,000 people show up, trained, ready to go to, take their country back.
Wow, that's a lot of people. That's huge. That's awesome. That's badass. You guys are badass. One more question here, and then I want to turn it over to see if Eric Fernald has anything to ask, or Scott. Actually, before we do that, I want to show the solo unit, which Mickey has been aiming his camera at for quite some time. But Rob Beery has a question. Do you plan to stay until the next Occupy event begins Friday? And I'm not even familiar with what that is.
The next Occupy event Friday. So there is a sister group of there's a sister coalition that has much crossover between our group and their group called Democracy Awakening. We're going to sit in all week, and then they show up on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and kind of continue this and build on the momentum and go from there.
Okay. So you guys are partnering, or you're kind of they're taking over. Okay, I got it. That's great. So the answer is yes. One more question: How many people do you expect to be subject to arrest? 1,600, or whoever's gone through the training, right? Or
right. So we're training people up right now. There has some satellite trainings have happened. We're training most people in the state. Reading more and more sign-ons every day. I'm not going to, try to guess a solid number right now, but we're looking at least, 1,500 or so people who are pledged, active, ready, on their way here if they're not here already, willing to risk arrest and watch these make the voice heard.
Wow. And then just on the other side of that, before we look at the camera, you have a bunch of lawyers working with you too, right?
Yeah. So Mark Goldstein is our lead counsel who we've retained. He's probably one of the best 2 or 3 guys in the world when it comes to civil free speech stuff. He's developed a team of pro bono lawyers, about 12 people. Everyone's legal stuff is completely covered. Immigration attorney. We have all kinds of different experts that have donated their time and resources. So anyone that comes here will be completely covered legally by the campaign and should have nothing to worry about if they do decide to be arrested.
That's fantastic. That's great that you guys really covered all your bases. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Pay off in the end.
Absolutely. You guys are doing an amazing thing. Before I turn over to Mickey, what would you like to tell everybody? What do you need the most right now? How can we help you the most, Peter?
Yeah, so kind of like the Bernie campaign, $3 goes a long way. And you can donate our website at democracyspring.org/donate. But we also Occupy Democrats put out a really, really, really good video on us today. You can find it on their Facebook page.
Okay.
Share that and share it again and tell your friends and your family to share it. It is getting the word out because we've seen on the live streams you guys have been hosting for us. It's been amazing. People haven't always heard of us yet.
Right.
It's the grassroots, very, very, very grassroots movement. And so the big media and all that stuff aren't really covering it that much, and they will when it starts. But, tonight to tomorrow, it can matter for someone to be able to take off 2 days of work to come and make their voice heard. So keep the word out. Follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/democracyspring. Tweet at us, talk to us, engage with us on Twitter at demspring. And, go to the website. If you can't make it to DC or anything like that, please sign up for updates. And, if you got 50 cents that, you don't desperately need, we'll take it and we'll put it to great use because we're really like a shoestring operation here, just making the people's voice heard.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Peter James Callahan, Media Director for Democracy Spring, folks. For bigger than that, I want to say it's a piece of the revolution that is actually a lot bigger than the hashtag Democracy Spring. This is really laying the framework for a lot more, and it's going to be a big eye opener to establish to everybody. I think when we get you, because right now you're being ignored by mainstream media, aren't you? I mean, what kind of coverage have you had?
So, as the guy doing most of our media stuff, even some progressive outlets, weren't trying to necessarily cover us until, Breitbart and Alex Jones started all these rumors about us saying that, we're starting a race war or whatever they were talking about.
Seriously?
Yeah, no. There's a headline saying George Soros and the Muslim Brotherhood are funding us to start a race war. That was like Glenn Beck's whole segment the other day. If it makes you pay attention, I'm cool with it. But we're obviously nonviolent, not associated with Muslim Brotherhood. Haven't taken a dime from George Soros. But I think the media's gonna start paying attention tomorrow when all these brave Americans risk their liberty and to make their voice heard. And so the biggest takeaway for me is this is the kind of stuff right here that people powers the media. And so keep doing what you're doing and getting the word out. And it's amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And on that note, just one last thing from you. This is not a Bernie thing. You've got people from all different parties. You've got, right? This is,
Yeah, so we're completely nonpartisan, and we set that intention early on purpose because we want to make this the biggest event as possible. So I was at CPAC, moonlighting for a friend who runs a couple YouTube channels and stuff like that the other day, and talking to hardcore Tea Partiers who I agree with on, personally, basically nothing other than taking money out of politics and protecting voting rights. Like everyone left and right. John Pudner, who worked for George W. Bush from, 1999 through the 2000s, worked in Florida on the recount, all that stuff, was out here marching with us in the middle of nowhere in Maryland saying, I might not agree with you on anything, but we can all agree on this. 85% of Americans across the spectrum agree on this issue. We got to get the money out. We got to protect voting rights, and the time is most definitely now.
Yep, it's a people versus establishment issue. It's not a party issue. And so I thank you for clarifying that. Peter James Callahan, everybody. Thank you so much, Peter. I'm sure we'll talk to you again tomorrow. Go rest, my friend.
Thank
Please.
you, John. I got a few hours of work, but we'll try.
All right, and now we're going to switch over to Mickey, and we're looking at Mickey's view from his camera here. Mickey Sam Miguel, this is the solo, right? We're looking at this?
Yep, this is it, guys.
That is a solo unit? Yeah.
Spread the word.
And you're holding the camera. It's attached to just a handy cam, a DSLR? What is that? Or is it just on a cord? I see. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So that right there, everybody, is what they've been carrying around. That's been delivering the public stream. We've been bouncing it back and forth between BTV and PRTV, depending on what we're doing. And it's a small unit. It's got plugs in 2 USB modems. And LiveView has given us this unit to work with in a partnership. Mickey, how's it been working for you guys?
Oh man, I don't know what you guys did to it. Just a few days after we got started, but since then it's been working amazing.
Awesome.
Loved it since, man. Yeah.
Yeah, we just ironed the kinks out. It was very easy. It's quite easy to connect to different things, but this is a lot smaller than the other unit we had. The other unit was a more than, it's like 11-pound backpack unit.
Oh, really? Yes.
Yeah, that's what
I
we're.
haven't dealt with any of that, so this thing, compared to an 11-pound pack thing, this is very compact.
Yeah, that's rocking. That's awesome, and it's so. And you've got, well, you won't be anywhere near New York, but the nice thing about this for us is that we can buy different USB sticks and plug them in. Anyway, Mickey, that's all. I just wanted to get a look at the unit and see how you were using it. And is there anything you want to tell everybody about what's going on?
No, not too much, man. Not just that this. Here, I'll flip this over.
There we go. Hey, everybody.
Hey,
say hi to Mickey.
No, the experience that I had in walking into Washington with these people, no words can explain how I felt, guys. Really.
Thank you for being our eyes and voice. Thank you for being our. It was watching it come through. I wanted to tell Peter this, but we were talking about some of the elders that are marching with you guys, right?
Yep.
And I don't know who you were talking to. It was so funny because I don't know if anybody, like, this is beautiful. Like, you're paying attention to Slack. Jesse's texting you in Slack, and that's how we're communicating these. As you're walking down, it's like easier that way. And so one of the marchers said, "This is a small walk. This is a short walk. I don't know what you guys think, but this is a short one."
Oh yeah. That was a Buddhist monk, man. She thought it was child's play.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I was simply asking her why. The first question I asked her was why she was doing this, and her first answer was because I have feet. Because I have feet.
Oh,
and yeah, man. She dominated. It's crazy.
Wow. It's been inspiring just watching. I mean, I was watching it today live as you came in. Everybody, if you don't know, go find today's march. Find I shared it on, and I'll share it more on Twitter later with timestamp of where they're coming into that circle. What is that place? You're coming in, you got the banner. What is that place called? Is that the DC Circle? What is it? Do you know?
Yeah, so here, no, I don't know. This is my first time in DC, guys, and
Hi, everybody. We're back again. Deep apologies for the crazy technical. My server, this machine that I stare at all day, just BSOD'd in a big way. It's running Windows 7 64. That's what Livestream runs, and it probably needs a full enema and a system clean and all that fun stuff, and I just haven't had time to get to it. But that's all right. We're back, and we still have Mickey with us, and we have who are these people? We got a whole bunch of people in here. Jeez. We got Eric and we got Scott, and I'm just going to turn it over to these people because they're tired of looking at my face. So hang on one second. This is Eric. Let's frame this up. I thank you for staying with us. I know it's been ridiculous, but we have them here. We're still going to talk to them. We need to talk to these guys. All right. So Eric's here, and Mickey's there, and here. No, that's two of you. Can't have two of you. There we go. So Eric, ask some questions of Mickey. There you go. Then we'll bring Scott in.
So, Mickey, one question that I've had for the entire Democracy Spring March is specifically, why did you guys choose to do the march versus just the sit-in at DC? Can you hear me?
Okay, so you're asking me. Yeah. You chopped out at the end there. I'm literally just a volunteer.
Okay.
I don't know why they chose to do.
So,
Yeah, I
so
don't
I'm
know why
asking
they
the
chose
wrong
to do the
person.
march. You are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, have you? Okay. Have you been having a good time on the march?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been extraordinary, man. Seriously,
Nice.
and the family that we built, the relationships that have been made, they're awesome. And these are people that you'll continue to talk to after the fact, for a very long time.
Awesome to hear.
Yeah.
So, how? Well, actually, I'm probably asking the wrong question again, because I'm thinking you're like this high level guy in the whole thing.
No, man,
He is.
no. I mean,
Well, as
thank you.
okay,
You all are. You're the one carrying the camera. You're our eyes and our voice.
yeah.
Exactly,
He's high in the leadership when it comes to us, but in terms of Democracy Spring as the whole movement,
Absolutely.
I'm curious if Cenk Uygur has arrived yet for the sit-in tomorrow. Have you guys seen him at all?
What's that?
Have you guys seen Cenk Uygur from TYT? Has he shown up yet?
Haven't seen him yet. No, I haven't seen him yet. But I mean, I'm waiting to see him. I can't wait.
Yeah.
So I hope he shows up, tomorrow, sometime during the morning.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he doesn't deal with the problems he's been having with American Airlines again. I'd imagine he's not flying with them.
What's going on?
All right.
What's up?
Oh, that's a long story. I'm bringing Scott's head in here. I got
Okay.
Scott's head in here. We'll tell you the American Airlines story. They're just a terrible airline. They kicked him off a flight, and he wasn't on his way directly to you, but he would have gotten there a little sooner, I think. But all right, we got Scott in here. Do you have any questions for Mickey?
Yeah. We've heard a lot about the civil disobedience, and I've been involved in civil disobedience in the past, and I just wanted to reassure people who don't want to risk arrest that there'll always be safe spaces where there'll be legal protests, that they won't be risking arrest. Is that your understanding?
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah, that's the main thing. We talked with Peter. There was a lot of talk about nonviolence training and arrests and everything. I just wanted people in the area to know that they can come and observe without risking being arrested and participate.
absolutely. Yeah. There's only a few that that have pledged, and hopefully it's just obviously it's just a fraction of people that are risking arrest as opposed to those who are just going to show up to support us. Yeah.
Okay, that was the main thing. I just wanted to make sure that people knew that there was a legal protest too, and it's not just all sit-ins this week.
Awesome. Looks like we have Peter back. Maybe we can get some more questions out of that. Yeah, Mickey, is there anything you want to tell us? You want to tell the audience about your experience?
Yeah.
You want to share with them?
No, my experience has been incredible, guys. I've been, I follow politics. I followed politics for about 8 years. It's fun reading into it. I love it. I love figuring out how things work, how they operate, what's going on in the world. But that compared to actually walking the walk, literally, and getting involved in something completely different, man. And it's very compelling. It's awesome. It's been a beautiful experience. And anybody out there who's wanting to do something even locally, please get involved. Be the voice for your community. Do it. Don't hesitate. Just go out and do it, guys.
Awesome.
That's what I have to say, guys.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being our camera. I mean, I assume that's you most of the time carrying that camera and talking, right? Sorry, we lost you there for a second. Did you hear me there, Mickey?
I think we might have lost.
Yeah. What's up? What was that?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I know the signal's not as good right now. I said thank you for being our eyes and our ears. That's you holding the camera most of the time, correct?
Yep, that's right. Yeah,
It's
been
awesome.
fun. It's been fun running around and trying to capture, the vantage points and stuff.
While we were off the line, I was telling him how great a job he did, especially on the coming in to DC. I was thinking, well, if I was there, I would have been lagging behind and not getting any of the shots that he was getting.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, no,
He
I
kind of
think,
got up on the bench. You got us. You got in front of it as they marched in with the banner. It was beautiful. It was really nice.
Yeah. Right on. Yeah. I
And
mean, walking 140 miles, I think, it's helped my endurance for sure.
oh, absolutely, absolutely. And it was Vice News there. Who else was there? Was this some? It looked like some other crew was there capturing that.
Yeah, and I think that was mentioning HBO, but I they air Vice on I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
What do you
Vice is
think? It was
HBO.
Vice? Yeah. Right. Okay. Cool.
Awesome. Well, good. I'm glad.
So HBO bought out Vice, right? What happened?
Yeah,
I don't know.
exactly. They bought him out. That's
Yep,
right.
Yep.
So.
All right.
Yeah, but I'm glad somebody else was there capturing it. I know RT News did a story on it. We ran that earlier today, we'll be doing live coverage tomorrow. Hopefully, we can get the LU-70, which is a different live view unit, out to you guys, and we'll use that to cover static on the mall, and we'll use the Solo to run around and capture some of these action events.
Perfect, man. Yeah. I look forward to tomorrow for sure. I'm excited to see how big the crowd's going to be.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mickey. We're going to let you go. We're going to cut back over to Peter if he's still hanging, or did Peter drop? Looks like Peter dropped.
Yeah, thank you.
Peace, Mickey. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys. Take care.
Yes. Mickey San Miguel, everybody. He is our eyes and our ears for us with the Live View Solo and a handy cam. He has covered the march for us since the beginning. We've got all those days as they marched on their way, and some technical troubles, but mostly just because we sent the unit to him. There's really no instructions. There's really no training. Said turn it on, connect the camera, and we'll have a feed. And we pretty much did. And we let it be uncensored, unfiltered, raw, so everybody could see what was going on. And we put it on YouTube as an open public stream so you could grab it, capture it, do what you want with it, have a conversation with them. And we're going to do that again tomorrow. And tomorrow begins a historic sit-in to let our government know that we're pissed, we've had enough, and we're ready to make some swift changes. And Democracy Spring has brought their demands to the table. And I'm very impressed with what they're doing there. Looks like we have, let's see, so Scott, before we really go, Eric, Scott, do you guys want to, you have anything you want to expound, comment, say on what's going on in news that we need to talk about?
Well, we do have some breaking news. This is specifically related to President Obama and Hillary Clinton's emails. So Obama went on Fox News today, and basically kind of flubbed a line, or as we like to call it, a gaffe. So he was asked about Hillary Clinton's emails, and he said, and I quote, "I continue to believe that she has not jeopardized America's national security. What I've also said is that, and she has acknowledged, that there's a carelessness in terms of managing emails that she has owned and she recognizes. What I also know, because I handle a lot of classified information, is that there's classified and then there's classified." And I'm not flubbing that line, I promise. There's stuff that is really top secret, and there's stuff that is being presented to the president or the Secretary of State that you might not want on the transom or going out over the wire, but it's basically stuff that you could get in open source. Like, that sounded like a fucking Sarah Palin speech. It was just like verbal diarrhea. And for those of you that are wondering what the heck a transom is, I looked it up. Transom is the flat piece on the back of a boat, literally the ass end of a boat.
Well, the transom is important because it's the separation of water between the engine and its vessel, and that's what he's talking about is the separation of what really goes on. And yeah, it's that's what do you? I agree with you there, but I want to hear Scott's more conservative opinion on this.
Wait a minute, let's see. My opinion's not that conservative.
Do you think it was a fuck up, just like Eric's talking?
I don't know that he really messed up, but what he's seen is also what I'm trying to think of his name. The former CIA
Leon
whistleblower.
Panetta?
No, not the director.
Oh.
But his former whistleblower who writes a lot of stuff on RSN. He said that anything that the CIA people, when they're communicating with each other, has the level of becoming top secret, even where they're going to have lunch the next day and stuff like that has the potential to be classified or top secret material. So he's saying that anything that Hillary Clinton is communicating over email could rise to being secret or top secret, and that's kind of what I think Obama was saying, was that it might not be classified, but it's also something that you don't want people publicly seeing.
Yep.
I get that. It also I see how it could come across that way. It also comes across to me like he's saying, almost like, come on, people, the really top secret stuff you're never gonna see. And it almost, that's how it came across to me, like really, people, this almost in a condescending tone. That's how it came across to me, like he's trying to make it sound better that she fucked up. But I could be wrong. I don't know.
Well, I always thought that her initial response should have been that I didn't really think that my server was any less secure than the government's. Just look at all the leaks of the State Department cables and everything else. It's all can get hacked anyway. So
and tied to that, Eric. And before I bring up Romanian hacker that was brought in and asked questions, right? Because that's where we get into the real potential damage here of the potential classified whatever stuff. Hillary talking about what she had for breakfast. But I just want to clarify, I got a lot of crap for calling you conservative in your views, Scott. So I want to take that back and say you're absolutely right. It is a seasoned view of somebody who's been through this shit before. Therefore, probably a more pragmatic view, and I should not have used the word conservative on probably the most liberal damn show in the universe right now. So, all right, carry on.
Yep. So, aside from Obama, what else is there regarding this email investigation?
Romanian hacker guy.
Yep.
Does that matter that was brought in?
That absolutely matters. He was extradited to the U.S. for this investigation, so that should be kind of a death nail, because think about it. The one guy who set up the system has immunity, and the one guy who got into the system is now testifying. That's kind of a problem, you see. So that could spell the death nail in Clinton's coffin.
I agree, Scott.
It's possible. I guess they said that they wouldn't interfere. That Obama did. Is that something that Obama said today?
Yeah, Obama said that in the interview, saying my hands are off of this investigation. The Department of Justice and the FBI will do their thing, and he said he won't get involved. So hopefully he sticks to his word.
Interesting.
Not that optimistic that they wouldn't block something, but
right. I'm not either. I don't trust him. I don't believe him or trust him, and that's my age showing right there. I mean, too many times. All right, what are the breaking news? I mean, I keep seeing more articles, guys, about momentum, about Bernie. I keep seeing the narrative being more positive. Is it just me?
It's actually funny that you mentioned that. So, Bernie's been winning states, starting to flip some superdelegates. Something very interesting happened today, and I think you know where I'm going with this.
Yes, I do.
Donald Trump literally stood on stage at a press conference and defended Bernie. I am not kidding. There's a Facebook video for this, and he gets up on stage. John, I don't know if you want to frame it up, but he basically says, I see Bernie. He keeps on winning. And yet the media, they say he's got no chance. And the reason is because the system is rigged and corrupt. And on the RNC side, it's even worse. And that's when the video cuts off. Like, he actually freaking stood on stage and defended Bernie. And then he puts out a tweet saying, Bernie Sanders says that Hillary Clinton is unqualified to be president. Based on her decision-making ability, I can go along with that. Like, holy shit, what alternate universe are we in right now?
So here, let's just for the record, here it is.
So I watch Bernie. He wins. He keeps winning. And then I see he's got no chance. They always say he has no chance. Why doesn't he have a chance? Because the system is corrupt. And it's worse on the Republican side.
There it is.
Yeah. Legit.
It's mirror, mirror. We're in that alternate universe. Spock with a beard. Weird shit's going down. You know it's a political revolution.
The superdelegates.
What? What, Scott?
With the superdelegates, it can be worse, but once you get past that first ballot, they're both systems are rigged.
Well, yeah, that's absolutely true. And didn't the GOP slam Hillary today as well?
Yep, we talked about that on the newsroom. Reince Priebus released a statement saying, "Oh, Hillary is such a weak candidate. She's lost, so many states in a row to a 74-year-old socialist." Like, he tried to be this elite, pompous prick, I guess, about it. But yeah, they basically released a statement trash talking Hillary.
All right. And Scott, we didn't have you, unfortunately, for the Wyoming discussion. What if anything does it mean? I mean, Wyoming, I get it, split delegates, and
Well, we couldn't have got more than 14 anyway, so.
Right. So the gain or the loss, no big deal. Move on to New York, basically.
Yeah.
And how do you feel right now about New York? The buzz on the net tells me we're looking okay.
Yeah, I think it's looking okay.
Okay to you, does that mean a win? Because Wyoming to me was depressing. Wyoming didn't come through I realized they weren't going to do 85% my fantasy, but it wasn't even, what, did you hit it right on the mark? You probably did, didn't you? You 56, is that what you predicted?
No, I think I was in 60 range, I think.
Yeah, and I said 78.
Over 60, but
Eric, you said 78. Yeah, I was Rainbow Land.
60 if you didn't count what they call surrogate or absentee ballots. But again,
really?
That's really good organized. Laramie County, the biggest county, Bernie crushed her in the room. But when they added in the surrogate ballots, she actually won Laramie County. The absentee ballots. But again, I think it's good organizing on their side to get as many people to vote absentee as possible. Iowa, you couldn't do that. You couldn't vote absentee. You had to go to the caucus.
Yeah.
And
I mean, doesn't Wyoming have a county delegate convention anyway? So we could, if like half of Hillary's delegates don't show up, we could, really skew the numbers in our favor again.
It's possible. It depends on the rules.
Yeah. So
I'm still not convinced that Nevada won't reverse back the convention, that they won't still use the formula based on the caucus night and not the participation in the room that day. They might still only have that percentage that they have to uphold.
Interesting. All right. Well, that's the news. What else, guys? Anything?
I pushed out a new unofficial campaign ad.
Oh yeah. We're going to run that to close.
Oh yeah, you're gonna run that to close. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say, there's no copyright problems with this. All the footage is from the Bernie campaign and like a little bit from CNN. But it's all good. Shouldn't get in any trouble.
Excellent. I just realized that I can't even see the comment sheet, guys. Like the whole system rebooted, and I didn't load up my other 900 Chrome tabs. So I actually, sorry everybody. The only comments I can see right now are the ones flying through the chat, and I wanted to say I'm glad somebody caught my Spock with a beard analogy. Thank you very much. Think it through. And Eric, we're gonna run out with your badass video. Democracy Spring tomorrow. Join us. I will do my best to clean the dust out of the CPU so that it doesn't freeze up on us again, but I'll blame Microsoft anyway. We're going to do the newsroom in the morning. I promise you that I won't slack on the Bernie rally. We will do it. We will find it. We'll make sure it's the only one. I owe Nico Nolan a big apology because I was a dick earlier today because I can't read the 5,000 damned lines that Michael Briggs sends in the updates because Bernie does more events than like a rock star who's desperate to be on tour. It's ridiculous. I don't know how the guy does so many events in so many places. It's good that he does them, though. And it's good that we have other independent channels that are helping us carry the stream. So tomorrow, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, the newsroom. We'll figure out where Bernie is. What? What's up?
Island debate, the introduction from Michael Stipe. Michael Stipe has this big white beard. He looks like he's 80 years old.
Michael Stipe?
It's him. Yeah.
How weird is that? That's interesting that you say that because I was just watching a thing on the 80s. I just got to say this. So Michael's, I didn't know. I got to find that clip and run it. I missed Michael Stipe. This is interesting stuff for those of you in journalism, and I know that Scott remembers this. CNN set the trend in the early 80s as being the first news to actually bring you the news in real time. Okay? All the other news stations at the time were bringing you news that had already happened. It was old news. Right? CNN was right there, and they were destroying the news market at the time. There was a whole reason I brought that up, and I totally don't even remember now. It had a good point with everything, and I'm just too tired to remember. It goes back to that story you were telling, but whatever. We are going to get out of here with Eric's thing tomorrow, newsroom, and then Democracy Spring, and we'll remember what I was talking about CNN. Oh, it was Michael Stipes. It was they did a whole thing on REM. It was a whole big MTV REM, and it was tied into that with the 80s. It was crazy, and wow. I mean, I grew up, that was my thing. But if you look at him when he was really young, and then look at him now, I haven't seen this iteration with the white beard. He's many more metamorphoses of Michael Stipe, don't you think?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Still was bald.
No, still with the bald? Okay. He's an amazing man, though. He's an amazing man, amazing writer, philanthropist, activist. Was really understood that he had a power that he could use to do good, and was like, why not? So
he's the one who introduced Bernie at Coney Island.
Shit, and Coney Island was the only damned rally, wasn't it? Fuck.
Yeah.
Shit.
It's okay.
Oh well. All right. Tomorrow, everything's all better. Everybody got shit figured out. Other than the dusty server, we've got things worked out. I don't have to move now, but will be soon. But that's okay. Tomorrow, back to normal. Bernie rally. We'll have the news. We'll have Democracy Spring public feed. We'll talk to them when they get to where they arrive on their destination. We'll have that all day. We'll maybe do specials. Who knows? Because actually, they're at their destination. So whenever they get to where they're going to sit in, right? I don't know exactly where they're staying as opposed to where they're going to go do the sit in. So we'll see about that. Where they arrive today.
It's probably going to be before our.
What do you mean? They're going to get there and set up early morning?
I would think usually.
And where were they? You saw them come in today. Where was that place? Was that just what is that? Where they arrived?
Columbus Circle. It's right in front of Union Station, where the train station.
Okay. So that's okay. All right. Because all right, Eric Parsons actually. I think we saw a picture of him in front of Washington D.C. I'm not sure, but I'm glad they all connected up. How far is where they are from where they're going to sit in?
Well, it seems like that they're staying in a bunch of different places because they were talking about different places that different groups were staying. So it's all over town, but it's not that hard to get to the Capitol on the metro.
Oh,
they have a subway to the Capitol, so.
I'm excited. I've never. I mean, this is going to sound really. Look, I'm excited. I've seen the footage of this in '63, right? I saw the fakeness of it with. Oh, wow, you've got that afterglow there, Scott.
Yeah.
Scott's glowing, everybody. He's feeling the burn big time. The closest that I could imagine it would be was that scene in Forrest Gump where they made it look like that, you know. And I know it's not going to be that huge, or maybe it is going to be that huge, but we are going to have VIP eyeballs and ears to this tomorrow, and I am very excited. And you are going to be there soon. You've got the New York debate that you're dealing, right? That's tomorrow, right? No,
Wednesday's the Washington Square rally, and then Thursday's the debate.
Thank you. And you're dealing with both of those?
Yeah, and then taking the train to DC on Friday.
That's badass. Scott Galindez, everybody, just kicking some ass. So he'll meet up with them Friday. Before then, he'll be bringing us spin room at the debate, and before that, the rally.
Should I look for him? He's at every major event, so he would be there, right?
Is he? Really? I mean, just out of curiosity, do we know where Hank stands on this?
Oh, I don't know.
No, I'm just curious. You know, that'd be cool. Anyway, guys, thank you, everybody. I'm seeing the comments.
John?
Fox and CNN are located near the Dem Spring tents. All right.
John?
Yes.
Sorry to break in. Just got a message from Mickey. They will be there at 10 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow is the plan.
Oh, rockin'. Thank you, Jesse. Everybody can hear you, by the way. Say hi to Jesse, everybody.
Hi, guys.
Jesse is part of that massive neural net that makes up BTV and politicalrevolution.tv.
It's 9 a.m. my time, 7 a.m. your time.
Yes, so 7 a.m. my time, which is okay. Let Mickey know that I'll be up and alive, and if he wants to broadcast that, we'll go live with the solo. I'll have it ready for him, and I'd be happy to do an early morning if they want. Push out the stream. We'll negotiate all that in the morning, guys. Scott, I don't expect you to be up, but if you want, go for it. We'll do it. Yeah? Could you do the early?
Yeah, I could be.
All right. Well, we'll make it happen, everybody. Tomorrow morning, bright and freaking early, 7 a.m. Portland time. So we'll see y'all. All right. That's it. We're going to get out of here. We're going to play this new piece by Eric, if I loaded it up. And that, of course, becomes a thing. Here it is. Earthshaker. Got it. Here we go. New video from Eric Fernald. We'll see you all tomorrow. Feel the burn, everybody. Thank you for staying with me through the bullshit, through the technical errors, through the personal errors. That's what it's about. When you heard, I heard. And when I heard, you heard, because I'm not around to turn the stream on for you, and I apologize. So tomorrow, we'll see you. News in the morning. Love you all. Feel the burn.
huge